He always wins. Hey, he always wins. Background, he always wins. How y'all like that original number I got for y'all? Stay tuned to my review of Power, Season 6, Episode 12, He Always Wins. Hello and welcome to Locks, Coffee, and Convo, where we invite you to pull up and pour yourself a cup of something nice and strong and let's chat. How y'all doing? I hope y'all doing well. I'm good. I'm late to the party as always, but I'm here. Your girl is here. I'm here to talk about power. And this week we're going to stick with our theme of kitchen table therapy. Okay. But we're going to just delve into 3 lessons we learned in this week's episode of Power, Season 6, Episode 12, He Always Wins. And I felt like the rest of y'all. Why pause? Why we give a whole episode to a minor character? But after I viewed the episode, I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think the actress who plays Paz is Elizabeth Rodriguez, excuse my country twang. And I think she did a fascinating job this episode with this character. She, we felt her pain. We felt her disgust. We felt her... And she's a great actress. I loved her in Orange is the New Black. I love her on this season of Shameless. She taking Frank through that for all my Shameless fans. So Elizabeth does a great job as Paz. And we needed this story because we needed Angela's story told. We couldn't finish Power without telling Angela's story as it connected to Ghost's death. Well, Angela's dead. Tommy took care of that. He took care of that. So we needed to bring her into the fold. And I think we did a good job by expressing her story through the eyes of Paz. We started off on the episode with Paz in a nightmare. She's dreaming and she's going from door to door in this empty hospital. And she finally confronts a bloody ghost. And she starts to confront him about her sister's death. As she's awakened from that, her father, who has dementia, is also having a nightmare. And so one of the things we really get right off the bat is that Paz's plate is full. She has her son to consider, who I'm assuming is in college because he's ready to get back to school, and her son who's ready to get back to school, and her father who has dementia. And then she's dealing with the death of her sister, who kind of was the breadwinner of the family. And so the differences I saw between last week and this week, and I thought Rotimi did a great job last week of just giving us that sense of desperation. And each week, I think we're going to get to highlight a character who is desperate. I mean, just desperate. Desperation is the theme, I believe, of these last 5 episodes. Desperate. But the difference is Dre was desperate to get out. Okay, at first he told us he was going to run New York. Took that tat and almost took out his girl. Said, no, no, me in heaven. We're going to meet you somewhere else. And so then we get on this ride. And I think this is all about, 48 hours before the death of Ghost, or before he's shot. We keep getting these flashbacks. And he is desperate to get out of New York and to get on with his life and try to start over. The difference, Paz is desperate to get through. My boy was trying to get out. He's just trying to get out. He's trying to run enough hustles and cut enough deals so he could get out. Paz is trying to get through. She's just trying to get through this pain. Her sister is gone. And she's just trying to get through this pain. And she wants somebody. She is just desperate. Anybody to get justice for Angela. So I think the first lesson we learn, because I play a therapist on TV. I play a high school guidance counselor on TV. The first lesson we learned this week, boys and girls, is that remorse, revenge, and regret are emotions that you should handle with complete care. Okay? Remorse, revenge, and regret. Paz has a plate full of remorse, regret, and she pouring the gravy of revenge on top of those two raw emotions. Her sister is dead, and she's not just dead because she had brain cancer or stomach cancer or a heart attack. She dead because she loved James St. Patrick, aka Ghost. That's the only reason she dead. And I have to agree with Paz. Ghost did not pull the trigger, but her connection with Ghost is what tanked her career and ultimately cost her life. I agree with Paz there. But what we keep getting is a resounding same theme, and everybody keeps telling her this same thing. Angela was a high-functioning adult. She made these choices on her own. Tasha tells her. Tommy tells her. People are steady. Her son tells her. These are choices and decisions that Angela made. So she made her bed, and ultimately she had to lie in it. But Paz, as her older sister who motivated her to go to school, get her education, get away from Jamie initially, get her law degree, start her career. All of this, she has been trying to just push this girl out of her neighborhood, out of her community, because she had the ability to become something special. But she just kept getting drugged in. Because when it's good, when it's good, we'll do some stuff that just don't even make sense. It just don't make sense. And that's Angela and Ghost did not make sense. But when it's good. So lesson 1 is that regret, remorse, and revenge should be handled with care. Paz is running this whole episode trying to figure out how she can get justice for Angela at the cost of Angela, because Angela is now dead. You can't bring her back, but she wants Ghost to pay. She wants him to pay. She goes to Warner. She goes to Tasha. She goes to Blanca, whoever will listen. She is willing to be wired and go in and talk to Ghost, trying to figure out some way how to get James St. Patrick on the hook for her sister's death. She goes to Saxe, who she had talked to previously, and Saxe is really with his crusty. Saxe gets on my nerves. He goes to her, tells us the evidence just says honestly that he did not kill your sister. But like I said, her sister's death and the tanking of her career is due to Ghost. Okay, her connection. Not that Ghost forced her to do anything, but her connection to him led to her ultimate demise. So she just anybody. She's running around with this gun in her purse, and she has all of this responsibility on her plate. You got your son, you got your father, and you are allowing this regret and this emotion. And that's what happens to us in life sometimes. We hurt, and grief does not have a time stamp on it. It may take me 6 months, it may take you 6 years, it may take somebody else 16 years to get past it. But what we have to do is we have to leave room for us to admit and allow. That's the lesson to learn. You got to leave room to admit and to allow to admit what happened has happened. There's nothing I could do to fix what Angela chose. There's nothing I could do to fix the fact that Angela loved Jamie. There's nothing I could do to fix the fact that ultimately she gave up her career and her life. There's nothing I could do about that. I have to admit that to myself. I can't heal until I admit that and allow myself to be okay with that. Admit and allow. Okay? And that's for real life. If you're going through something today, you got to take a deep breath, release it, relax, relate, release, and then admit that there's nothing I can do. You know, if I didn't marry the right guy, I didn't take that job, I didn't move, whatever it is that you're going through, admit that there's nothing I can do to change the past. There's nothing. So I got to allow myself the ability to be okay with that so that I can begin to heal and move on. That's what Paz needed to admit. There's nothing she could do to fix her sister's mistakes. Okay? Nothing she could do. So if you can admit that to yourself, allow yourself the ability to just give yourself some room to heal, then she can move on. Because my second lesson is decision making is a skill not to be taken lightly. The people in power are not making very good decisions. And we're going to come back to Paz. But let's start with the FBI. The FBI wants James too bad. They want him too bad. They want Ghost and Tommy Egan. They want these people too bad. They are making horrible decisions. Okay? Decision making, and people that are supposed to be college educated, trained to deal with high pressure situations. These people are making terrible decisions. Warner, the big boss, goes to John Mack. You know, John Mack then went on down because Angela gave him the hookup in Washington. He got on down. Okay? And I ain't mad at him. I'm not finna ruin my whole career trying to catch Ghost. I'm not finna ruin it. But let's look who has. Saxe. Ruined. He can't even direct traffic. He can't even be dog catcher. Okay? Because he has chose to ruin his whole career trying to take down Ghost. Okay? Blanca is on her way. She right behind him. Okay? I can't think of the black guy's name, but he is killed guarding Dre trying to get Ghost. Okay? Y'all are making, and now Warner is supposed to be a thinker. Okay? Now, I ain't got no problem with him trying to take down Saxe, because Saxe is stupid. And Tommy and Ghost should have killed him when they got the chance. Okay? So he goes to John Mack. John Mack said, well, there's, ain't nothing I can do to, really help you. Okay? But he's determined to get rid of Saxe. But not only that, he then, later on in the episode, listens to Blanca, who has taken Saxe's place, and listens to her. And he had already been warned by a gentleman from the Democratic Party who told him, leave James alone. Okay? Leave James St. Patrick alone. I don't want to hear kingpin, murderer. I don't care. We done chose him. He the one. Okay? So I don't want to hear it. Forget this. Okay? You know that somewhere down the road, you're going to want to run for something yourself. You're going to need us. So you're going to need to back away from this. Well, his ego, because see, that's what happens to us. Our ego gets in the way. And then he listens to Blanca, who tells him that she can give him Dre, who has a record 10,000 miles long. A 2-bit drug dealer is going to break us all the way in on the James St. Patrick case. He then goes to a judge after being told to leave James St. Patrick alone. Goes to a judge. Okay. Tells the judge he got him a witness for my Lord. I got a witness. No. No. Decision making skills. Boys and girls, decision-making skills are critical. Do not take it lightly, okay? That was making terrible decisions. Then pause. Why would you have them dig your sister up where you buried a phone that implicates her and that goes ahead and tanks her career and reputation? She's dead. So you gonna risk your pension, which is what she could do for you in life. She could no longer do for you in life. The pension would allow for you to do for her in death. Take care of your son and take care of your daddy. Okay, truck came up. So now she can still do that for you in death, and you risk that trying to get James. Okay, dig your sister up. So now Warner says, only thing that does is implicate Angela. We have nothing to get St. Patrick on. So, bad decision-making skills. Okay. Then, Warner, they told you to leave it alone. Now the man comes back to Warner and says, well, I told you to leave it alone. Well, he all with the ego. You can't fire me. You don't have the power to fire me. He says, oh, wait for it. Wait for it. Ring. Next thing we see them taking his name off the door. Poor decision-making skills. This whole episode, I was like, no, that doesn't make sense. Why would you do that? I understand that Ghost is a bad dude. Tommy is even worse. But it can't be worth tanking everything. It can't be worth it. But to them it was. And so then, oh my God, the third lesson. So first lesson, boys and girls, is remorse, regrets, and revenge. They have to be handled with care. Don't get your heart and your emotions so, you know, that you don't allow yourself a chance to heal. Number 2, decision-making skills are important. Do not take them lightly. And thirdly, we learned in this episode that love cannot conquer all. Now, Lux, Coffee and Convo. Love. Now, the master's love, the great I am's love can conquer all. It can. But human love can't. The Angela and Jamie love story, I hated about Power. I did not want the two of them together. And I saw this in this episode because their love story is ultimately what is ruining her sister's life. Even in death, this love story is just wreaking havoc. James St. Patrick, you are a drug lord, kingpin. Falling in love with the FBI is crazy. No! And it cost her career and ultimately her life. So love, boys and girls, heat and chemistry, and I'm telling you, when it's good, it'll make you do some crazy stuff, won't it? When it's good. Angela, okay, when it's good, I get it. It's good. I get it. But sometimes it's not about that chemistry and that heat as it is compatibility. Are we compatible? Does our love story make sense? Because ultimately that's what we got to rely on. Is it making sense so that we can spend the rest of our lives making each other better, not worse? I know in his heart that James felt like Angie could drag him into the sunlight. But what he ended up doing was dragging her into the darkness. So love, people, does not conquer all. And he did love Angela because even in her death, he made accessions for her family. So she was dead, but he went on to take care of her. If something happened to him, he took care of her family. So she, Paz is called into the lawyer's office. And shout out to Elvin from the Cosby Show. He ain't at the Trader Joe's no more. Boys is getting them acting gigs, ain't he? He's a lawyer. He's called in and he tells her that James has left her family money. Now back to lesson number 2. Poor decision-making skills. You gonna tell me you done tanked your sister's pension and you don't want this money? Tasha had to drag her in there. Said, girl, is you crazy? Is you stupid? First of all, let me just go on. Ooh, they all going to Tasha, and I really, I feel like Tasha is the one. What y'all think? Tasha pulled that trigger, didn't she? Ooh, I hope so. It's gonna solidify her as a queen pin, honey. But she pulls her into the office and said, "Look here, girl, you going to get on my nerve. Ooh, pause. Get yourself together. You done tanked your sister's pension. Your daddy clearly needs to be in the home. Your son is over it. He is over it. He won't go back to school. You better take this money. I don't want nothing from him." Girl, okay, come on. Whew, I didn't want to have to do this. Tasha's like, I didn't want to have to do this. Jamie didn't kill your sister. Tommy did. I was like, oh, girl, you done sent that girl to her death. Tasha, she done got on your nerves so bad you done sent her to her death. So she, instead of going back in here and tell this lawyer, yes, I want that money. I need that paper. She got her gun and she going over to Tommy's to handle up. Because she had went to Tommy earlier in the episode to get him to kill Jamie. She said she wanted him to kill the person who killed her sister. Well, since I'm not having any suicidal thoughts, I'm not going to be able to do that. And he had to remind her, your sister made her choice. She made her decision. So what you needed to do, Paz, is get that money, put Pawpaw in Land O'Lakes rest in peace home, and get your son on down there with that tuition. That's what you should do. But I think next week we're going to get Tommy's story. I can't wait. I'm going to be back with some lessons. Remember, remorse, regret, and revenge should be handled with care. Decision making is critical, and love does not always conquer all, okay? I'm your girl, Locks, Coffee, and Convo. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Feel free to share my lessons. Come on now, share your girls' lessons. You need to share your girls' lessons. So I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful week. Thank you, and tune in soon.